7 days of rest and sacred renewal. The 5th annual global event for the healing and thriving of Earth and all her inhabitants. During the first 7 days of the new year, we unite around the world to renew ourselves and our sacred bonds with each other and with all of life, with uncompromising commitment to living the truth of who we are. We rebirth ourselves, individually and collectively, as wise and loving stewards of creation. Together, we lay the foundations and prepare for a new era of love and wisdom in action.
I love that. A new era of love and wisdom in action. I love that we're combining those two things. I think they're essential together. Welcome, everyone, to Rest in Resonance. This is our offering as part of the 7 days of rest and sacred renewal. And today is day 3, January 3rd, and our theme is cultivating. And I'm going to be Gary's guest today. So I'm excited. Gary, we get to hang out today. We just get to be together. It's going to be fun.
It is. It is. I'm so thrilled to be here. It's been such a beautiful way to begin the day for Californians, at least.
I want to ask in the chat, like, how did you nourish yourself yesterday? You know, it was a full moon or new moon yesterday. Isn't that lovely? A new moon at the beginning of a new year as we dedicate this week to rest and sacred renewal. So if you nourished yourself in some way yesterday, share in the chat how you did that. I know I was feeling a little under the weather, and I spent the day editing the videos, and I put a link there where you can access the replays. And we fixed the one with Lisa, which it went dark for a while. So it's all updated. And I just laid on the couch and snuggled with my cats and drank a lot of fluids and did a really nice, nourishing day. And Gary, I wonder how you nourished yourself yesterday.
I spent time with my 98-year-old mother, who looked at me and said, "We've had a great run, haven't we?"
Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad. Well, let's see how people were nourished. Walked in the snow, 2 hours embodied yoga practice, playing guitar. I love this. I did my laundry. That's great. I'm going to do that today. Beautiful. Walked in the mountain, nourished myself with a slow day at home. Well, let's keep that going through this 7 days and beyond, that really we're nourishing ourselves first and foremost, that's really how we begin this new year in rest and sacred renewal and allow the gifts that we are to really shine. So Gary, take us deeper into our rest in resonance and this quality of listening that you're inviting us into, which will just keep opening more and more every single day.
Yay, yay. Well, this one is a new one to begin with. But if today is about cultivating, in the same way that we talked about cultivating nourishment, how can we nourish ourselves without clearing, right? And so we played that track about letting yourself be loved. In this case, how can we cultivate if we don't have the freedom to be multisensory joy, aliveness, freedom to move, freedom to sing, right? So this track was the wonderful spiritual teacher, Jason Schulman. He created the place called A Society of Souls. He's a non-dual Buddhist Jewish rabbi priest. He's an amazing teacher. Check out A Society for Souls. He, 10 years ago, more than that, asked me to produce and arrange an album. All the songs were chants to God, and we turned them into more substantial, longer songs with bridges. And this song, I had the freedom to arrange. And I want you all to experience it because I love Bollywood music. So I'd like you to get out of your chairs. And if it isn't comfortable, then let your upper torso move and allow the freedom of movement. And remember, you can move however you like. That's what's so resting about it, is you're exercising your freedom muscles to self-express, right? So I'm a 5 rhythms open floor dancer. So the idea of allowing yourself to move, right? And then the idea of singing, there's a section in it that is very simple lyrics, and I don't want to give it away until you hear it. So in the beginning, first is about a minute, 40 seconds, with Manoz playing the flute over this. It's really quite extraordinary. And just allow this to represent the primordial ooze of consciousness from which you choose to birth yourself in aliveness and in freedom and in full expression, right? Here we go. This is audio only, but I really want you to make it your movie. Okay. Men sing, oh, let me be an open-hearted man. Women sing, oh, let me be an open-hearted woman. Go for it. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, let me be an open-hearted man.
Oh, let me be an open-hearted woman.
Oh, let me be the one who understands.
Oh, let me be the one who's filled with wisdom.
Oh, let me be
That was like a lip syncing competition. That was so fun.
Ah,
Cultivating joy, my dears. Cultivating
ah,
joy.
so good. It's so good. I hope everybody was out there dancing and singing.
And we stretch those muscles. Our ability to go inside is so much stronger.
Mm. Yeah, that's part of cultivating rest and sacred renewal. It's that we're renewing our relaxed sense of joy. We're releasing the resistance so that there's flow. And when we have flow, then the love that we are and the light that we are and the gifts that we are naturally can just begin to move out with some grace. Effortless effort is what happens when we get in our joy and our hearts are open.
And I'm just putting in the chat how you can find out more about that piece. And we'll save that. And if remember, so you're not distracted, just save the chat for later, and you can look at the links we put in. Oh, it's so fun to be.
I'll put links on the replay page too, Gary. There's just so much. We're going to have to go back and make sure that
I know.
everyone has those things. But thank you for, every day you're sharing all these things and then you're saying, hey, go to my site. You have them here. Go and access them. Thank you, Gary, for so many gifts that you give all the time.
Oh my God. It's so fun to find the right purpose for what I've been creating for the last 30 years, 20 years in particular. All started with Michael and Doris inviting me to do Graceful. And suddenly I understood what my path was. Not suddenly, over 20 years.
All right.
So well, so bring us in to the place we love so much that you are so good at guiding us into it. And there'll be another one to experience. But just for those of you who don't know, I'll just say that Rest in Resonance was conceived in response to the awe that I felt when Shelley Ostroff and Jan Golding shared their vision. And that for 5 years, I didn't know. This is the 5th year. This is the first year I've heard about. In the same way the World Unity Week works, it's almost like they're two sides of one coin. Mm-hmm. World Unity Week is all these events in June and all this amazing open source, inclusive, amazing content. And this is the moon. This is the other side of the World Unity offering, even though they're offered from different places. And I was just so moved by Shelley and Jan's vision that we naturally come home to ourselves. And I went, well, that's what I've been creating for all these years. Catalyst for this is, or even an outlet for it. So Rest in Resonance, remembering what matters most through the magic of music. It's amazing. It's add water and stir, add listening to generative music or sound, and cohere.
So beautiful.
If there is a word, is there a word such as cohere? I don't know, but it's the word. Cohere? It's the word now.
Yeah, it's the word now. Well, Gary, I feel like you brought us into such a great place. I mean, like in this space right now where we are feeling some aliveness, let's feel the bottom of our feet again. Mm-hmm. Let's just really feel all of that energy pulsing through our bodies and feel the bottom of our feet and send some of this joy through your feet to our Mother Earth. During these 7 days of rest in resonance, one of the things that we're doing as we slow down and get present inside of ourselves and release resistance to what is, we begin to come into resonance with the vibrational frequency of our Mother Earth. And so today, with our theme of cultivating, let's really be connected with our mother today. And bring that aliveness into your belly. I think we all could use some focus on nourishing our bellies. That's a place where we often have some contractions, and that's where we can bring this joy that Gary helped us to see and feel, and just kind of open our bellies, soften our bellies. Let our intuition begin to be the driver here. And we can bring our this joy up into our hearts and just let it just move out into the field. Look, we're all around the world. There's people all around the world right now dedicating time to focusing on rest and sacred renewal, to coming into resonance inside of ourselves and in life. So let's just let some of this joy just radiate out right now to everybody on this call, everybody that's listening to the recording, and everyone around the world right now who is dedicating their time to this deep and sacred practice. And we bring that joy up into our throats so that everything that we speak is coming from this lightheartedness, right? And it's natural. So the words we say when we're coming from the bottom of our feet isn't coming from our minds, but it's coming from our bellies, and it's coming from our hearts, and it's speaking out through our voice. And bring that joy up into your brain so that it's just alivened and relaxed and letting go of everything that came before this moment and everything that's on the other side of it, just to be here right now. And let's feel that joy just radiating out the top of our heads and spiraling and flowing all around us and coming back up into our feet and just filling us, so that today we have this energy of joy that we're cultivating with our awareness, and we're moving it through our bodies to assist us with our rest in resonance and our sacred renewal. Let's just let that flow be so. I did it without music today, Gary, because I think there's also something in the listening to the frequency of the voice spoken from this place of joy and love that has that potency that we also experience when the music kind of takes us into the transmission of something true. Yeah.
Well, I've heard that silence is the grandmother of all sound. And I also feel like I've always felt that these tools that I created for me to slow down are a little bit like training wheels that are ultimately meant to be shed, so that the silence and the golden nature of silence is finally understood and received and accepted and appreciated. And sometimes we need the music to slow us down in order to hear the music of the silence.
Mm. Beautiful. Let's have a moment of silence together, Gary, with everyone. Right, you have something else. You have another luscious thing to share with us, Gary. We
I
got
do.
another thing.
So this is perfect for cultivating. One of the things I've always felt is that, if you remember when Brian Swim came out with that universe story, and he said the phrase, "The world was once molten lava and now sings opera," right? Right? I love that phrase, right? Well, I've always felt like if the world were 1% of the world developed the capacity to witness themselves with loving awareness, it would change everything. We only need 1%, right? So this is a really powerful, I recorded Deepak Chopra for 2 hours and he talked about so many wonderful things. But this particular meditation, we ultimately set to images and it's been seen all over the world on Gaia TV. So I want to encourage you and remember that looking is an option that affects your psychospiritual relationship to the molecular structure of frequency. So notice who awakens more when you're looking at something. And that what you're going to see is irresistibly beautiful images by David Fortney. However, in the loving inner parent way that you can, be mindful of if you're being pulled in to the images away from your heart and into your discriminative mind. And that's the way you know that you are going to get more from this if you close your eyes. And don't be fundamental about it. Be in the dance so that there's a choice between listening and seeing rather than a compulsion to see, because the images are very gorgeous. So they're tempting. But I want to encourage you to allow yourself to receive this gorgeous cultivation of stillness. The stillness is called whispering the mystery. Thanks, Kaylin.
Relax your body. Observe your breath as it goes in and out. Now move your awareness into the area of your heart. Allow your ego to move out of the way, and you will get in touch with your spirit. Be grateful. You, my friend, are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of the thoughts. The thoughts come from you. So where are you? You are in the stillness, the silence between your thoughts. That stillness, that silence is you. And that you is the window to the infinite mind. The mystery we call God is whispering to you in the silent space between your thoughts. It is for this reason that the great wisdom traditions say, be still and know that I am God. Between every in-breath and every out-breath is the stillness. between every thought that arises and every thought that subsides is the stillness. Watch the stillness between your breath, between your thought. Just observe. And then watch the one who's watching. As you listen to me now, turn your attention to the one who's listening. You have found the secret to that part of you that transcends space and time. You have found the secret to that part of you that is immortal. That part of you that fire cannot burn, water cannot wet, wind cannot dry, weapons cannot shatter. That part of you which is beyond fear, that part of you that is without beginning, without ending. That part of you which is the divine in you. You have found the secret to that part of you that will continue to evolve as the universe evolves. Now relax into your body and remember, anytime the stresses and the worries overwhelm you, come back into the sacred space of your heart. You are the stillness. You're in the silence between your thoughts. Return to your stillness. That stillness, that silence is you.
Deepak was doing a fundraiser at the Alhambra Theater for about 2,000 people around 7 years ago, and Clint and I were in the audience on that. And before that morning, I had looked for a way to reach him for 4 years so he could hear this piece and how it turned into it. And it was impossible, even though I got through to him enough to try to get him in the studio. It was impossible. So finally, at Ronaldo Brudico's, showed him this video with the headphone. He looked at me and he said, "Why have you not shown me this before? This is a perfect tool to bring people into resonance as an audience in a way that will be completely, aligned, body, mind, spirit." I said, that's what it was designed for. He said, "We'll play it for the first part of the opening of our big event tonight." And he changed the whole order. And it was on a big screen. And I sat with Clint as I was looking at this fulfillment of a dream where there were 2,000 people who aligned in coherence in heart, body, mind, and soul in the way that would have happened within the hour and a half, 2 hour performance or experience with Deepak. And we started there.
Yeah.
And I looked at Clint and I went, "I'll never forget this moment as long as I live." And yeah, thank you for it's a perfect place to share that film. And I had to let the credits go. It's the first time. I'm so glad, Kaylin, you let it go all the time, because it's in, the credits are who did it. They made it possible, and I always feel a little bit of embarrassment of my name and da-da-da-da. But it's the same thing about abundance. The credits are the celebration of the beings that took part in manifesting something out of nothing. So I was watching myself feeling, oh, let's get it, pull it out, and I love that piece of music I pulled from Autumn Stillness for the credits. So it all worked out. It all works out.
It was beautiful. I'm just kind of overwhelmed. I'm sure everybody else is too. We're only on day 3 here, and Gary still has a treasure trove of pieces like this. And what I would say, Gary, is that you have been cultivating your capacity to express your love in the way that you were uniquely designed to do. And all of the people that were there in those credits, like these offerings are the fruit of our cultivating our gifts and giving them into the world. So, I mean, it's extraordinary. I'm so glad you did. And I love that image at the very end with the wisdom of the world. It's like, we need to use that image. It's glorious with the pulsing and the radiance. Beautiful. Yeah, and I think people really, and you'll be surprised, like Gary and I didn't really get a chance to talk last night. I went to bed early and I kind of prepared something for today, and you'll be so surprised, Gary, when you see what I'm going to start with today, because it was perfect to what Deepak was saying.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, I think it's time for you to take the baton. I can't wait to see what you are going to dish out for us all. Have a lovely time. I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll just start by saying I'm really grateful that Gary decided to have me do the theme of cultivating. Because as I said yesterday, I use that word all the time with the Global Coherence Pulse, with the Islands of Coherence Network. We're, as a community, cultivating our capacity for sustained coherence in our lives and in the world. And personally, I am cultivating my capacity to keep my heart open in the face of whatever I face. So that word is definitely a part of my daily awareness and practice, because I know it's something that I want to bring more fully into my life. And I really love the cultivating the capacity for something sustained. And I really want to invite us on this 3rd day of rest and sacred renewal to really dedicate this time to going in and making a commitment to placing our attention on living the life we came here to live. There's a unique vibration that each of us is. And I believe that that's what life needs most from each of us right now. And I think for me, what I'm noticing is that I'm somebody who can do a lot. I have many different skills and talents, and I'm so committed to just doing my part. And what happens when I actually really tune into what that is? It's glorious. And I really want that for all of us, is that we commit to tuning into the unique resonant vibration that each of us is, so that we can let that frequency guide us in our actions and in our giving of our gifts. So I prepared a little slideshow because I really like visuals more than too many words. And I'm going to use it to guide us into an exploration of cultivating. So I'm starting on this prayer spiral that I made on the first day of the new year. And I use these prayer spirals to actually cultivate my prayers and intentions. And I just want to bring that energy in right now. That as we get present and we're in the center of ourselves, that everything that we do, everything that we say, all of the energy that we're radiating out is rippling out all the time. What we feed the field matters. So let's, as we move through this day, let's radiate this feeling of joy and presence out into the field as we journey into cultivating. And I thought it would be nice to start with a little deeper breath today. And this is where that aligns with what Deepak was saying. And in this, for 4 counts, we take a breath in, and then we hold it for 4 counts. Then we release, exhale for 4 counts. And then we hold for 4 counts. And in that place of stillness, we rest. So let's do this together. Breathing in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Release. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Out. Hold. So continue to do that. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in life, filling yourself, and then just resting in that place of fullness. When you exhale, you're just releasing all of the resistance. And then resting in the stillness. Then breathing in life again. Resting in that fullness. And exhaling and releasing. And resting in the stillness. So let's keep that breathing going today. It's kind of like actively participating in our rest and renewal. And where I was sharing slides where we were kicked back on the couch or like the cat with its arms out, today it's a different kind of place of rest. Kind of more like contemplating. Because when you're cultivating, it requires our attention. And as you're breathing in and out, instead of your mind contemplating, it's your body and your breath that's present. We're holding the seed of whatever we're cultivating. So think about right now, like what do you want to cultivate more of in your life this year? You want to cultivate the capacity for in this new year, this new time. Hold that in your awareness and move it with your breath. Again, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Rest. We do that together. We can even go deeper because we're in a field of resonance. We're cultivating our capacity for more together. So I took a minute to look up cultivating. Like, what does that word actually mean in the dictionary? So to prepare the soil for planting, to prepare our life for the seeds of what we're cultivating, to foster the growth of something, to improve by labor, care, or study. Cultivating is something we really get ourselves into. To acquire or develop quality, sentiment, or skill. And to seek the society of, to make friends with. And so cultivation requires a few things. It requires our attention on what it is that we want to cultivate more of in our life. And our attention is on our intention. And then our tending. So we can have an intention, but if we don't act on that intention, it doesn't really fruit anything. And there's this really wonderful quote by Joseph Tilton Pierce. And he says that the universe responds to passionate intent and unconflicted behavior. To me, cultivation is when passionate intent, my intention for cultivating the capacity to keep my heart open in the face of whatever I face, needs to come with my unconflicted behavior. Me living that, me choosing it every day. When I don't manage to do it, not spend time beating myself up, but in the next moment, make the choice of what love would do. So we need our intention, what it is that we're intending to cultivate. We need to place our attention on that to give it our love and our life, and we need to tend to it. We need to see it grow. Passionate intent and unconflicted behavior. So this new year is our soil. Right now, this moment, this 7 days, starting the new year with this intention, this is our soil. We open to something new as we rebirth ourselves. We nourish our life with the things that we need most. We bring some richness into the soil of our environment. Think about what you want to cultivate in your life and what can you bring into your life right now, into the soil of your life to support support what it is you want to cultivate. So as you begin to plant the seeds of what it is that you're choosing, that the soil is rich and ready for those intentional choices. And we also need to leave open for the things that we throw into life with our love, that it goes out on the wind and joins with other things, and we're surprised at the things that arrive at us. So we plant intentional seeds, and we also have these seeds of our resonant energy going out into the world that joins with others, and we find our partners and teammates. And that we really bring our awareness and our attention to what it is that we want to cultivate for ourselves first and foremost. Really taking great care of what it is that we are planting with our intentions right now. And we feel the care in our hands and in our footsteps. We feel it in our voices and in our care. What would happen if you actually dedicated first and foremost your love and energy into the things that you want to cultivate in your life? Everything that you do sends a ripple into the field and is either supporting the cultivation of your intention or it's distracting from it. Every drop, every thought, every word, every deed, joy, with presence, with authenticity, is required. And I know for me, in cultivating my capacity for anything, I've really learned that it's an inside job. That the more that I tune into my heart and breathe in and out of my heart, breathing in life and breathing out love and tuning in to the unique frequency that I am, I find that what I'm choosing to cultivate is my unique gift, why I'm here, what I can offer this life. And that can only come from this place of stillness, when we can connect to the resonance of our own song, our own note. You can find that in the silence at the center of our heart. This little oscillation that is our unique note. What we're cultivating. Capacity to feel it, and live it. And to express it in all of the ways that are uniquely ours to express. Because when you're in that place inside of yourself, connected to your unique note, your unique song, and you allow yourself to be guided by it, Everything becomes an expression of that music. And right here and right now, we are cultivating our connection with other people who are doing the same. On the Global Coherence Pulse, on the work that Gary's doing, in the Islands of Coherence, in the 7 days of rest and sacred renewal, we're coming together. We're finding each other. And we need each other because our gifts are meant to be connected, synergized, unified. And that's how we each can just do our part. So let's celebrate in this moment that we are in a circle. We're in a growing field of people choosing to live the life they came to live, to give the love that's uniquely theirs to give, and the joy of joining our genius. And every day, no matter how successful you are in that passionate intent and unconflicted behavior, in the next moment, we can always choose to just recommit. Yes, again and again and again. Celebrating this life. Celebrating the diversity of our unity, the cultivation of our gifts. As we do that, this world will change. It is changing. So let's spend a few minutes again with this 4-part breath. And you can do your own timing. I really want you to hold those places of stillness in between. Because that's the place where you can listen for your unique note. As we breathe in life, we breathe out love. And so as we enter into this year, we set our intention for what it is that we want to cultivate more in our lives. And we place our attention on this intention. Every day we do something to tend this garden of our life. Bringing our passionate intent and unconflicted behavior together. The universe responds to passionate intent and unconflicted behavior. And when our behavior is conflicted, the universe defaults to our behavior. That's how it works. So let's commit in this moment to place our attention on the garden of our life and tend our unique gifts so that we can be a radiant, heart-centered presence on this planet, singing our unique note on behalf of all of life. just be silent for a moment so we can really tune in. May the light and the love and the song that you uniquely are, may it shine on this planet. Full on, just doing your part and joining with others doing the same on behalf of the whole. So it is. What are you going to cultivate more in your life, Gary? What are you going to cultivate more of in your life in this year?
More time like this with you for sure. And mostly, and more importantly, with me.
Mm,
I just, to be able to hear your mastery as an embodiment, as a walk your talk transmission is such a profound gift, my dear. It's
mm,
just, it's the definition of congruence.
mm,
For me, you are embodying congruence.
mm.
And that's another branch of the tree of coherence, right?
Yeah, it
Right.
is.
That's that moment of unconflicted behavior, right? On
Mm,
every scale.
yeah,
That's congruence, right?
yeah.
It's a beautiful diagram of all the pieces. And I want to say to the people who thought this was going to end at an hour, we decided to, I mentioned yesterday that my indigenous teacher, Arkan Lushwala, says that Gaia's pace and rhythm doesn't adhere to time, conventional linear time. So, not surprisingly, we've been learning that the hour comes and we're not done. we're still bringing this forward. So
Yeah.
we're going to aim for 75 or 80 minutes, something like that. But just if you have to leave, there will be recordings of these that Teresa cleans up so nice in terms of making beautiful videos. So it's going to be available to the world whenever. And I think that when we're done with this week, I already just feel like the rest of the Sabbath is what this whole 8 days has been, is the actual, the vibrational frequency of what Sabbath was for.
Mm,
I've always felt that the Hebrews got it right when they came up with that 1 out of 7 days, you just stop the doing,
mm,
all of the egoic and strategic mind of working. So thank you, Teresa, for that gorgeous transmission.
It was my pleasure. And I want to invite anybody in the chat, if you're willing, what are you going to cultivate more of in your life? Like
Beautiful.
when we post it and we claim it and we share it with the people in our life. Like I share what I'm cultivating with the people in my life so that if I'm somehow not aligned with that somebody can let me know, right? You didn't really keep your heart open in the face of that one, Teresa. Like that really triggered you or something. It gives me this opportunity to really show up. So be courageous to share what you're cultivating
I
and to
love
really give it
Monica
your
said,
attention.
oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. Sorry. Pardon me. Just saw that Monica said being love. Clint,
Compassionate listening,
Clint said,
cultivating more
oh,
joy and stillness. Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, you share some.
Oh, well, no, Clint was saying when I was in Guatemala with him a few months ago, he said, it's real simple. What if we just love everybody we're with at every moment? What's so hard about that?
Um,
I think world peace wouldn't have something to say about that.
so
Yeah.
all of these things that you're all choosing to cultivate more of, the intention and the unconflicted behavior. The breathing into the stillness inside of yourself so that the truth of who you are kind of guides the way. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Beautiful.
Truly.
So you probably have another little something for us, don't you?
I do. I do. I feel like the petals are unfolding, and you notice how you notice how presence is nested in different vibrational frequencies. I love the phrase from my teachers at the legendary mentoring and coaching there, Gerald Rogers, Allison Rogers. She said, "You vibrate at the rate at which you create at the rate at which you vibrate." Right. And so that creation comes from vibrating at a different rate. And as we're unfolding the petals of presence, this next one came up for me as an essential part of the cultivating evolutionary journey, right? The evolutionary commitment to cultivate, right? And when COVID came on initially, I had noticed this transformance that Sarah and I did. That was the one I kept on gravitating to, wanting to share and to experience. When I suddenly realized that if in the infinite time is beyond space and time, then and how do we in 3D live in and relationship to the infinity of beyond space and time at the point where space and time, horizontal and vertical, intersect? And this recording is Sarah's starting to call these transformances encoding transmissions. They're encoding. They're codes that are actually inside the transmission of what you're about to hear. So with that contextual awareness, expand your listening. I'd recommend you close your eyes on this one. This is an inner space journey for sure. And it just takes you to the wild frontier of the now. All right. It's called On the Edge of the Unknown, and it's transformance. And I'll put in the chat how you can experience more of that. But here we go. See you on the other side. Oh, yes, it is also a video. Just choose as you wish.
Step forward with me. We're going into a different space. We're going to put one foot in front of the other. Moving through life. Onto the edge of the unknown. Your whole experience sits behind you. A mountain of knowledge. Your strength. Your achievements. And all your learning. And in front of you lies what? Maybe you think you know. But in truth, do we ever really know? So let's be here for a while. on the edge of the unknown, in the space between the past and the future. Fully present, fully alive in this moment. Free of all your knowledge, and yet strengthened by it. Unconstrained by all your plans. And yet facing forward into the unknown. Step by step. Walking into your life as life moves through you. This is the wild place. The place where you're raw, open, this is the place of playful creativity. It's the place of delight and surprise. This is the place of your innocence. Where you find yourself revealed for who you really are. We are on the edge of the unknown. We are in the pure wilderness of our inner life. We are alive. So let's put one foot in front of the other as we walk forward on the edge of the unknown.
That was perfect. Like that's the place that we're cultivating from is right on the edge of the unknown. That places us right on the event horizon of this present moment, responding in a way that aligns with what we want to be cultivating most in our life.
You see why I went to that so often during the beginning of COVID? It's such a it there was some way in which the magic just came through, and I was just the music so carefully
Mm.
evokes the nuance of what she was saying in a way that really it reminds me of when I watched those had listened to those LPs of children's stories with bring turn the page, and there was it went the hand in glove between the voiceover and the music just came beautifully together.
Mhm. Oh, so beautiful. I could listen to that one every day. So we
Yeah,
should
it's
we should have
yeah.
access to that one, right? Is that on
I
your
put
site?
put it in the chat for sure. Not yet.
Right.
But the video is available at transformance.global, I believe.
Right.
So I'm aware this is a time like maybe to do all the housekeeping and then
Yeah,
sharing, and then we'll end with the I am because it's such a beautiful way to seal. So
great. I love it. So we're just gonna share again. At the end we share, and this is gonna be, oops, let's go to, here we go. So again, I saw there were some people, Gary, on for the first time today. This was their first time. So you'll be able to go back and listen to the recordings of the other days if you'd like, and we can continue to do that into the month. I think these would be nice resources. The 7 days of rest and sacred renewal, we put the link in the chat to that, and there are so many offerings happening all around the world. So we want you to go to the website and check it out. And if you need some other nourishment today and you want to see how other people are offering up this idea of cultivating, you could see that there. And again, wisdomoftheworld.com is where Gary's work is. And there is so much music there. There's so many offerings, especially with the healthcare workers, Gary, the work that you've been doing. I wonder if you want to say something like an invitation to people going to your website and being able to interact with what you have there. It would be nice to spend a little time kind of talking about that today.
that's so sweet of you to ask. Yeah. What we're looking at is how to make it even easier because we're going to put a search engine into Wisdom of the World because if you go to the project partners page, you'll see projects of how we've used music to help address the monopoly of the linear rational mind to the exclusion of our heart, body, soul coherence. And so these different projects, mostly a lot on healthcare, but also on leadership and on including more heart-centered content in mindfulness. And so if you look at the project partners, you'll see, and then the store is also under construction, but it's still available, but we'll sort it in the categories that will help you identify what would serve you most. And particular interest I want to bring attention to is these compilations that we've created that were designed for cultivating balance between the head and the heart, balancing the divine feminine for all men and women. It's and it's like $300 value for $49. It's wonderful. And one more thing that I've never formally said yet because we haven't done this is this is a dream that started 20 years ago, is called Wisdom Cards. And for free, you can send spoken word, images of David Fortney and others, and music in a 30-second greeting card that helps you send your love to people you want to connect to for a reason or no reason at all. And it's so wonderful. And it hasn't been officially launched yet. So it's available and ready to go. So thank you for inviting those
I
comments.
love that. I love that. And Gary, so there is something on your site in your store where we can get a whole compilation of things for $49. That's
Yeah.
amazing. You're such a gifter. You're so beautiful. And I know I want to put that into my playlist. And I've been listening to you on the way to these events and on the way home and just really staying in this resonance that you so beautifully evoke with your music. So
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Gary. And do you want to say something about Miranda and that piece?
I do. I want you guys, for those of you who are hanging on still, and it sounds like there's still quite a few of you with us. Yay! I'm glad we haven't lost you because of the hourglass. You're about to hear a preview of the new Kirtan album that I spent the last year creating with Ben Lineback, the famous producer of a lot of the Jai Uttal Kirtan albums. And we don't even have the title yet, but this piece you're about to hear is such a beautiful transmission. And I am a student of Miranda McPherson hold on, as well as a beloved friend. And I know we got to go. So I'm just going to say, allow yourself to experience this. It's the I am cultivation, the cultivation. This is God, the unified field, and all that is speaking directly to us through these words. And
It's
maybe
beautiful.
so.
And again, please join us for the Global Coherence Pulse. We host a pulse, a coherence cultivation event. That's what I'm going to say this year, is that the Global Coherence Pulse is a monthly event where we come on together and as a community, we practice cultivating coherence. And on this one, on Saturday, the 15th of, wow, it's not on here. Oh, it is January 15th. We're going to have Shelley from the co-founder of the 7 Days of Rest. Gary, you can't make it, but we're going to feature your music, as you can see here. And we're going to reflect on this week and this time that we've had together during that pulse.
Yay.
And I'm going to take another minute on the Islands of Coherence Network. So these are me cultivating my gifts and my intention. So if my intention is to cultivate my capacity to keep my heart open in the face of whatever I'm facing, and that I feel like one of the most essential things that we can do on the planet right now is to cultivate greater coherence in the heart of our lives and in the world, it would make sense that I'm doing the Global Coherence Pulse and that have co-created with a cohort of others a space, a network, a social container where we can practice coherence together. See, I'm being unconflicted in my behavior of what I'm putting my energy into. And I really want to invite you to come. If you feel like being, in this space that we've been in, come into the Islands of Coherence, because this is what we're cultivating and in practice. And there's wonderful offerings, and it's a place for us to rest together, a safe harbor. And how much coherence will it take to shift the tide from a world fed by fear to a world fueled by love and wisdom? I loved that in the 7 Days of Rest, a new era of love and wisdom both. So I don't know how much coherence is needed, but I think we're really close, and I think it's time we find out.
Amen.
Yes. And it is really a community, a member community. We're also going to have on the main site just a way to start surfacing that there are islands of coherence forming everywhere around the planet, that really the new is rising, and we can really celebrate that. And then tomorrow we have James Fox. Do you want to say something about James and our day 4 with communing?
This is a treat beyond words because it's the most surprising guest. And he's the creator of the Prison Yoga Project. And he's not only that, but he was my best friend in the 80s and 90s. We were roommates. And then he moved to the faraway Republic of Bolinas. And I only lived 20 minutes from him, but I haven't seen him until recently. And it is so moving to hear James talk about how he has had to work every moment at letting go of judgment, because he works with the lifers at Alcatraz and prisons all around the world. And his teaching yoga to lifers, to yoga teachers all around the world, has created a phenomenal movement around ending recidivism rates, and mostly helping us see the humanity in every human being, no matter what they've done, and allowing ourselves to see people non-judgmentally. And you're in for a treat with James. He's a bodhisattva and a beautiful man.
Beautiful. So join us tomorrow. I'm putting the links in the chat again for Gary's side and for the 7 Days of Rest. And I also put a link to the replay page on the Global Coherence Pulse, where you can access all the recordings.
But don't leave yet because we're about to
Don't leave
experience.
yet.
But wait, there's more.
This is our last song of the day, an opportunity for us to just take this feeling that we have right now and just like bring it into every cell of our body, and through that radiate it out into the world to serve the whole of life. So Gary, set us up for this.
This are the words that Miranda McPherson, mirandamcpherson.com, I'll give you the website in the chat, found these lyrics on the wall leading to Arunchala, I think is the name, the cave where Ramana Maharshi was. And these lyrics are from Source itself. It was quoted as from Anonymous. And Miranda set this to music, and I had the great honor and privilege of arranging and producing this recording with Ben Liebeck. And I just can't wait for you to hear it. This is the first time that this has been previewed to the world, and you'll be hearing about this album from mirandamcpherson.com. But check it out. And again, imagine if God herself was singing to you right now. And here we go.
Radiant flame within my heart, help me to recognize all thou art. Help me to see thyself in all. Help me to show mind how to fall. All of thy glories from the sun, till earth's great victory is won. I am the love, so after all, I am the love, so hear my call. I am, I am, I am, I am. I hear your call, my children dear. I am your heart, so never fear. I am your mind and body too. I am in every cell of you. I am the earth and sea and sky, and not one soul can I pass by. I am indeed, thou art in me. I am thy victory. I am, I am, I am, I Radiant flame within my heart, help me to recognize all thou art. Help me to see thyself in all. Help me to show mind how to fall. All of thy glories from the sun, till earth's great victory is won. I am the love, so after all, I am the love, so hear my call. I am, I am, I am, I am.
we begin and end in joy.
We
I think
begin
you,
to enjoy. Yeah, let's cultivate the I am more fully in this new year. That was so beautiful. I'm going to sing that all day.
the world premiere of the preview that will be out in about a month. So very excited about it. And thank you for experiencing the I am together with us today, and for being on this journey with us. I'm sure you can all imagine what a thrill it is for me to share the wheel or be a co-pilot with this remarkable human being you're looking at. I'm just so grateful to you, Teresa. This has been a fulfillment of a lifetime dream I never knew I had until now.
Well, you've actually been kind of calling me and calling me and calling me and say, we need to play. I'm really serious. I really want to play with you. And here we are. So it's a dream come true. And you've been cultivating this moment to happen for a while. So thank you for staying with
about,
it and
about
tending
11
our
years,
friendship.
actually. Since you offered that program in 2010 with my Autumn Stillness, I went, oh, this person, she's special. So thank you, dear, for showing me the folds of my resistance to coherence, and for me to allow myself in the spirit of cultivating and being kind to myself around the edges and the places that I had to learn about even more spaciousness. So I'm just so grateful to you and all of you who are joining us and have stayed with us on this journey. We're just so grateful that you've joined us, and what a community you've created and cultivated, my God, with the Global Coherence and the Islands of Coherence. So until tomorrow, yes.
Until tomorrow. And just remember, with your passionate intent and unconflicted behavior, if you ever fall off, don't spend any time beating yourself up or wishing it was different. Just choose in the next moment. That's cultivation. That's the real thing. Yeah.
On the edge of the unknown.
On the edge of the unknown. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a lovely
Bye,
day.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, Teresa, while we're just completing, if you can bring Julie Krull
Yeah.
on, I have to acknowledge that Julie's the reason this is happening. The whole reason is because of Julie introducing me to Shelley and Jan 2 months ago, and her also, and her and I, she will be our guest for the celebrating day on the 7th. But Julie, if I'm sorry to take you by surprise, but even if it's just, there you are.
Let's
Hello,
get her on the
beautiful one.
spotlight. There we go. Yay!
Oh my God, Julie, hi, honey.
Hello there. Oh, it's so good to just, thank you guys. This was so beautiful today. It was incredible, exquisite. Thank you so much.
God, I just can't thank you enough for what you started here, Julie.
I feel like a proud mama the way you've been talking about it. Thank you. I'm just really glad that I was able to cultivate the field for your seeds to really germinate and bloom into this full expression. Gary, it's really beautiful. And Teresa, your facilitation and production, the quality of gathering and community, and how you have really cultivated this experience for all of us with Gary's genius and an amazing curator of the experience has been just incredible. So thank you both. Your gifts work so well together.
They do. I have to admit, I think I agree with you entirely. And oh God, Happy New Year, Julie. I haven't talked to you since before the end of the year, but I'm so grateful you're in my life. And this has been such a contribution to help me see where my work can best serve. So thank you so much for being the one that has grown me into the awareness of how it could be of value in this way through resonance. So thank you, my dear.
You're so welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I
We'll
can't
look forward to having you.
We're gonna have Julie on for a celebration. What a perfect one. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Proud Mama gets to celebrate with us on what she has wrought.
Can't wait till Friday. Yeah, thank you. Both.
you.
I'm enjoying every day, and this is all I'm doing all week long. is tuning into you guys. So that's it. So
And thank you, Jewel. I just have to say, Jan wrote, wow, beloved Gary and Teresa, what a vast, loving, healing gift to the field. Truly extraordinary. We are so grateful. Blessings, dear Julie, for having brought Gary into our lives in this field of love. So,
thank you, Jan and
Yeah,
Shelley.
thank you.
And I hope that you guys are feeling nourished and that you're really having a chance to rest. We really, really want that for you both.
okay. Well, this
All
is the
right.
long yet.
Bye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
beautiful day.
Bye, everyone. So much love.